Vigil, Ante, and the Vigilante Antics by BelleAmant. Read by Oakshadow 5. Chapter 32. Keeping Mum. Izuku is greeted with odd looks from the very moment that he steps into the classroom. Tsuyu stares at him with a blank face, almost as if she is looking straight through him. A few others, including Yaoyorozu and Saro, seem to have awe on their expressions, which doesn't really make sense. For a moment, Izuku considers greeting them. Instead, he finds himself averting his eyes, slipping into his seat and focusing on how Hitoshi drops into the spot behind him. He flips open a notebook, eyes not really focusing on the words, but giving him an excuse to not look up. Then, the door opens, and he hears a gasp. "Aizawa-sensei!" Tenya shouts, and Izuku looks up. Aizawa is slowly walking into the room, and Izuku winces when he sees all of those bandages yet again. Something, guilt most likely, curls up in Izuku's chest. He looks back down. "Are you sure that you should be teaching right now?" Tenya continues, and Izuku hears the grunt of annoyance that Aizawa lets out.
"There's no time to be laying around,"
Aizawa complains.
"Besides, you guys aren't in the clear just yet."
The statement causes the class to panic, hysterical murmurs of villains and for their attacks filling Izuku's ears. Izuku feels dread pull in his stomach, because if there is another attack, if there is, it's all his fault, once again. Luckily, Aizawa cuts their worries short by saying,
"The sports festival is in 2 weeks.
"Should we really be having the festival still?" Jiro asks, disbelief clear in her tone. "I mean, we just got attacked by villains."
The school board believes that we shouldn't let that interfere with the sports festival.
Aizawa responds.
If we cancel it, we send a message to the villains that they've succeeded in terrifying us.
"But what if villains sneak in and attack?" Hagakure cries out, and Izuku can admit that it's a valid concern. After all, Izuku and Hitoshi are still in the school. And is anyone truly safe so long as they're here?
They won't. We'll be having 5 times more police and pro-hero supervision than any of our past festivals. Nothing will happen.
Izuku glances up in time to see Aizawa shaking his head.
This isn't an event that you want to miss. Heroes will be watching to see who has potential, and this thing can make or break your career. You only get 1 chance a year, 3 chances total. You need to go beyond, plus ultra style. Got it?
"Got it!" The class cheers, and Aizawa huffs.
Good.
And with that, Aizawa leaves so that their first class can start. With his damaged guardian out of the room, Izuku finds himself able to breathe just a little bit easier. He lets himself relax as class begins, and hopes that the day can just be normal. The day cannot, in fact, be normal. Izuku realizes this when Tenya opens the door, only to let out a surprised shout. Izuku blinks at the swarm of people that surround the entrance, raising an eyebrow at the scene. "What are you all doing, crowding the door?" Tenya asks, chopping his arm angrily. "You are blocking the way." "What do you think they're doing, glasses?" Bakugo asks as he shoves his way to the front of the class. "They're scoping at the competition." He scoffs, rolling his shoulders back. "Not like it matters. The shitty extras don't stand a chance against me." Izuku frowns at the comment and rolls his eyes as he sees how the explosive teen pushes his way through the crowd. "Wow, I expected the hero students to be all high and mighty, but they're more self-centered than I thought," a boy comments, his lips pulling back into a disgusted sneer. "Good going, Bakugo," Kaminari cries. "You're making us enemies." "Sure, blame it all on your peer," another jeers. "Hey," a boy with silver hair shouts. "I'm from Run B next door. I wanted to ask you guys about the villain attack, but all I'm seeing is a bunch of arrogant bastards." "That's so not cool. We're not all like Bakugo," Kirishima cries out, but the crowd only seems to grow more restless in their taunts. "Why are you all even here?" Tena asks again. "Staring at us will not help much, if at all, in the upcoming sports festival." "You may not know this, but a general ed student can be moved up into the hero course if they do well enough in the sports festival," a girl with pink hair and dog-like ears says, locking eyes with Tenya. "And if one of you does poly enough, you take our old spot." She giggles, ear twitching as the gun grows, showing off sharp fangs. "It won't be too hard to get in, I bet," a second girl, This one with blue pigtails comments, I mean, I heard your teacher expelled a kid, so a seat is open for the taking. And it's not like all of you will be able to stay much longer. A boy with elf ears taunts, I mean, aren't you the class with the quirkless kid? Izuku stiffens at the comment ever so slightly, and Hitoshi places his hand on his shoulder. They're foolish to underestimate you. Hitoshi murmurs into his ear and forces his shoulders to drop, pushing the tension out of his body and making himself appear calm. Tenya seems to be scolding the boy for his comment, and that brings a smile to Izuku's face. But it doesn't last, as the pigtail girl speaks up again. Oh my Kami, can you shut up? She whines, and Tenya snaps his mouth shut in disbelief. They're quirkless. There's no reason to get your panties in a twist for them. She rolls her eyes. I mean, they're probably only in the class because of pity. Aizawa-sensei doesn't do pity, Kaminari says bluntly. If someone got into this class while being quirkless, it's because they're capable, even without a quirk to rely on, Yorozu states, and Izuku blinks in surprise as his peers agree. He's even more surprised when he realizes something else. No one is saying my name, Izuku whispers to Hitoshi, who lets out a soft chuckle. They're not going to throw you to the dogs, Hitoshi responds, and Izuku blinks at that. Because Hitoshi is right. None of his peers say his name, or even that it's a male who is quirkless, because that means the other students won't focus on him. Something warm flickers in Izuku's heart, and he silently promises that he'll use this advantage to the best of his ability. It's the least he can do after all. A few days pass, and a calm afternoon passes as Izuku and Hitoshi sit in their shared bedroom. They speak in soft tones, not wanting to risk being heard by their guardians. Not that what they're talking of is things that the pro-heroes shouldn't hear, or at least most of the things they speak of are fine, but disrupting the older men is the last thing that the young ex-vigilantes want to do. So, instead, they simply keep their voices down as they talk of whatever comes to mind. And then they, inevitably, find their way to the discussion of heroes. It's unsurprising, considering that the motivations and daily lives are wrapped around the subject. But today's thoughts aren't of their futures, or the skills that they are learning, or even an exciting hero debut. Today's topic covers darker, more depressing matters. And it's all because of a certain self-proclaimed vigilante, the hero killer, Stain. The news says he killed his 14th victim today, Izuku says as he scrolls through the news report. And he's injured 22 others to the point where they may never recover. All heroes. And people like us are stuck with the whole murder reputation because of guys like him. Hitoshi mutters, We never killed anyone. That's not what a vigilante should do. Doesn't matter if you killed anyone. Vigilantes are almost always all lumped into the same grey area no matter what. Izuku reminds his friend. We were just the most likable ones. And besides, Stain isn't a vigilante. He went full villain the moment he murdered the first person. Hitoshi snorts. Yeah, likable. Even by him. Izuku shudders, remembering that night. We were barely even 13, weren't we? I don't think you were even 13 yet, but I was. Hitoshi corrects. Freaked me the hell out. As it should have, Izuku says, considering he tried to follow us home. Hitoshi grimaces at the reminder. I was half expecting him to pull out a knife and try murdering us, but no. Instead, he gave us the weirdest pep talk I've ever had that is unheard of hearing. Who has two kids to throw themselves into more vigilante work? Izuku questions. Just why? The same kind of guy who kills 14 people and leaves the bodies to be found. Yeah. The boys let silence fall over them, and Izuku goes back to reading the article. He pauses when he notices the scene of the crime. They're also close by one another, Izuku notes, and sees Hitoshi nodding in the corner of his eye. The last 5 attacks have all been in Hosu, Hitoshi states. That makes sense, I guess. Most people expect Hosu to be a pretty safe place, because there's so many heroes around. Stain would be the type to take advantage of such a feeling and capitalize on it. I still don't get how he's able to get away with it all so easily, though. Hitoshi frowns. Something isn't adding up here. But then, it all totals up in Izuku's head, and he's left with a sum that makes him pause. Well, I think I see at least part of the answer, Izuku states, and Hitoshi raises an eyebrow. Care to share with the class? Hitoshi drawls out, eliciting a sharp exhale from Izuku that could almost be reminiscent of a laugh. Here, pull up a map on your phone. Izuku slips off the bed, situating himself beside Hitoshi, who sits on one of the 2 chairs in the room. Look, this is where the bodies are being found. They're all in empty alleyways, and they're always alone. He's right, and Hitoshi's widening eyes prove that Izuku has caught onto something. It must be something with his quirk, some way to drain the strength, or to stall them, or something that requires focus, so much focus that he has to lead them to a secluded spot. Either way, he's only gotten this far because he plays it safe, picking heroes off one by one.
So, how do we fix this?
Hitoshi asks, frown deepening as he voices the question.
We're barred from vigilantism. If they catch us, I don't even know what will happen, but it will be bad, since Principal Nezu is involved.
The violet-eyed boy shudders involuntarily as he says the name.
And with the sports festival coming up, we have to focus our energy on training instead of hunting men down.
Simple. We aren't going to fix a thing. Izuku smiles, reaching for his phone once more. We'll leave that to the pros.
Izu?
I'm sending a text to Detective Tsukauchi. Now that he's not focused on us, he has time to worry about the actual troublemakers. Without a doubt, he's bound to be on Stain's case. So, if I leave a not-so-anonymous tip about how heroes should buddy up during patrols and be extra cautious around alleys, Izuku shrugs, smiling innocently. Well, they can't have our heads for it.
Why do I feel like this will still go badly for us?
Hitoshi asks, and Izuku laughs. When don't things go badly for us? He sends the text, then turns to his friend. Now, come on. Darby said he had a new buyer coming in this weekend, and we still haven't finished those guns he was pestering us about. Hitoshi lets Izuku drag him onto his feet, but he does complain one last time by asking,
Who on earth thought it'd be a good idea to give Darby a gun?
I think you did.
Fuck.
That was chapter 32 of Vigilante and the Vigilante Antics. Next chapter, the sports festival begins. I'm excited about that. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this chapter, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!